Lee, they have caught the people responsible for today's deadly school shooting.
There's a memorial tonight outside of the South Education Center in Richfield. Someone opened fire at 2 students this afternoon near the front door of the school. One of the students died. The other is critically hurt.
Our team has spent the day gathering information about what happened and who is involved.
Now, this is Richfield, Minnesota. And the demographics up there are what they are. It doesn't matter. If there's a school shooting in the United States of America, there's a 95% chance you know who did it. Forget everything you've learned on CNN or MSNBC over the last few years. Last 20 years. If there's a school shooting in America, there's a 95% chance you know who did it. Period. I've just been doing something on this channel for the last few weeks where I've been covering them just to show you guys. I don't know if hit one if you saw that video where I said I'm going to just show you guys. I'm just going to cover it for a couple of weeks. This might not be something that I continue to do. I may get on another wave, you know, like I was on different waves. I've been on different groups, different, iterations of this mass crime and carnage and murder sweeping across our country. I said, yeah, I'm going to just show you guys. I said, I'm not even going to cover the old ones that the mainstream media missed. I'm just going to wait and see what comes down the pike. See what's in what the future holds.
Our team has spent the day gathering information about what happened and who is involved. We'll start with Jennifer Merrily. She is near the school tonight. She joins us now. Jennifer?
Frank, Amelia, police tell us they have 2 suspects in custody. We're told authorities executed 2 search warrants at locations in Minneapolis tonight. They recovered a gun. It is not yet known if it was the gun used in today's shooting. But this is the end of a tragic day for the community. Local and federal law enforcement on scene in Richfield after frantic calls into 911.
There's 2 shots.
The victims, 2 students outside the South Education Center. Police responded to the calls of shots fired.
Officers arrived and discovered 2 students have been shot on the sidewalk outside of the school. Officers quickly determined that the suspects had fled the scene immediately after the shooting took place.
Area schools on lockdown as a precaution. Police certain the suspects had left the area. The victims transported to Hennepin Healthcare in Minneapolis, where 1 died, the other in critical condition. Backpacks and other belongings seen left behind in the snow.
Our hearts are with the families, students, and the community impacted by this horrendous and tragic event.
The school has about 200 students, pre-K through 21.
200 students at this school. So, the news article says they have 200 students. This app, Great Schools app, says they have 96 students. There goes your whole ideology about all they need is smaller class sizes. And the problem is class sizes. 13% of the kids at this school graduate. The state average for schools in Minnesota is 83%. No AP courses, of course. Of the graduates, how many pursue college? 40% of their graduates, which are not many, pursue college. Test scores at this school. 6%. State average is very low, 47%. But this school might be dragging them down. They don't have enough students, though. Just don't have enough students to drag down the state for Minnesota schools. It's probably Minneapolis. Schools in Minneapolis doing that. And to the Good old demographics of this school. Graduation rates. So 13% of the kids graduate out of the school. This must be some school for bad kids. I'm starting to think so. These numbers are so low. It's like East Side High at the movie Lean On Me, man. It's like Lean On Me, man. Great movie. Morgan Freeman should have got an Oscar for that. But great movie, Lean On Me, man. You got to go watch it, man. This is like, they need Joe Clark up in this place, man. So, 12% of the Hombrito students graduate. 30% of the glider students graduate. And oh yeah, on another note, we made it. We made it to the Urban Dictionary, man. I made the Urban Dictionary with you glacier gliders, man. All you glacier gliders, give yourself a round of applause, man. Made it to the Urban Dictionary, man. And what? Less than 1% of the Sun teams graduate. There go the good old demographics. So you got a good understanding of how things operate at this school. Much better than you would have on any other channel. So salute to everyone that supports the channel. Appreciate all your hit the super chat, hit the PayPal, the Cash App. Also, make sure you get your Ock Nation merch at the store. Link is in the description box.
The school has about 200 students, pre-K through 21, in special education and alternative learning programs. The superintendent of the district calling the shooting a tragedy.
We expressed our deepest condolences to the families and friends of the victims. To us, there are students that come through our doors every day. We care for them, and this is a terrible tragedy and loss.
Again, 2 suspects are in custody from today's shooting. Earlier, Attorney General Keith Ellison tweeted, "My office and I will support law enforcement and prosecutors every way we can in solving this crime and holding accountable those responsible." Frank, Amelia.
All right, Jennifer, thank you.
Mine's Bill Keller. Good morning, Bill. What's the latest on this situation?
Well, this was a very quick-moving investigation. In fact, last night, police conducted simultaneous search warrants from a couple of homes in neighboring Minneapolis. This is a first-ring suburb here, Richfield. They arrested 2 suspects and recovered a handgun believed to be used in this deadly school shooting. It happened around noon yesterday. This is the South Education Center. Police say that these 2 victims were actually on the sidewalk behind me when the gunfire opened up. It killed a 15-year-old. A second teenager, as you say, is in critical condition. The shooting also leaving a frightening and chaotic scene here outside of the school. It serves about 200 students. They offer special education programs. There's also an alternative high school here. That school understandably put on lockdown as worried parents gathered yesterday at a nearby park. A couple of hours later, those students were finally put on buses to be reunited with their parents, but certainly some tense moments. In fact, last night, community members gathered to remember those 2 victims of the shooting. One of them is a boy named Jamari Rice. He was a sophomore. He had just transferred to school from a neighboring high school where he played varsity football. And it is also interesting to note his father is actually a well-known activist in the Twin Cities who is currently in jail charged with harassing the judge involved in the Kim Potter trial. She was the Brooklyn Center police officer who shot and killed Dante Wright. No reason to believe these 2 are connected, but we could learn more. A school has been canceled both today and tomorrow while they mourn this tragedy. But again, we could learn more as they plan on holding a police press conference later today to update us on the very latest on this case. Back to you.
Bill, any information on a possible motive?
No, it is too early. We have not heard. And that's something we're hoping to hear from police later today. Again, kind of odd or interesting or coincidental that the victim in this case is the son of an activist who is currently kind of involved in a high-profile incident, but it's unclear whether those 2 are connected.
Here come the conspiracy theorists. Oh, man, they killed him because they killed his son because he was activating against Kim Potter, man. They got him back, man. Nah, man. That ain't what happened. He was just in the stand, man. That's all. Ain't no conspiracies in the stand, man. We ain't had a president killed since what? 1963? Let one of them go to the stand. Let one of the presidents go hang around in the stand for a little bit. And the stand is anywhere where there's 3 or more. So don't tell me about how Richfield ain't the stand because of the demographics. If there's 3 or more, no, if it's 3, that's where I won't be. I ain't gonna say 3 or more. 3.
We continue now with WCCO's David Schumann, who is finding out more about the victims. David?
We've confirmed with a cousin and close family friends that the young man who died was Jamari Rice, who was 15 years old. We're told that Jamari and the other boy were on their lunch period at school when the shooting happened.
Who shot that kid Jamari Rice? He was a varsity football player at the other school, and he just transferred to this school. This doesn't seem like a school you transfer. This seems like a school you get sent to. Anyway, Jamari Rice, man. Jeez, Louise, man. There's nowhere to go, man. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to hide. They're everywhere.
Jamari's father is Cortez Rice, a community activist who learned the tragic news of his son's death today while in a corrections facility being held on harassment charges. Cortez became close with Dante Wright's family after Wright was killed last year by former Brooklyn Center police officer Kim Potter. Dante Wright's brother was in Richfield today to pay respects.
Okay, so this brother's an activist. And he's activating for Dante Wright. Y'all already know the deal with that. I did a video on that. Dante Wright, violent criminal, long rap sheet, even at the young age of, I think he was 21. Very violent criminal. In fact, all the GoFundMe money he got from you idiot liberals, people are actually suing him for that. The victims of all the people he shot. He was a shooter. He was what you would call a shooter in the hood. And that's who this guy's activating for. And that's why he's in jail, because he was harassing the cop that obviously and clearly accidentally shot Dante Wright. But the cop was scared because they knew Dante Wright. When he hopped back in that car, when Dante Wright hopped back in that car, after the cop was trying to handcuff him, if you're familiar with the case, when Dante Wright hopped back in that car, they knew his rap sheet. They was like, oh my God, this guy's going to reach for a gun and shoot us. This guy's going to reach for a gun and shoot us. And she reached for her gun. Although she thought it was a taser, but a piece of her brain was saying gun, gun, gun. Because Dante Wright is known throughout that town as a shooter. He shoots people. He robs people. Well, robbed and shot people. So poor Kim Potter, she got scared, accidentally shot Dante, and everybody thought that was the worst thing that ever happened. So does this guy, who's in jail now for threatening her and harassing her during her trial. And now his son was shot by another shooter. And the circle of life goes on and on.
Cortez became close with Dante Wright's family after Wright was killed last year by former Brooklyn Center police officer Kim Potter. Dante Wright's brother was in Richfield today to pay respects.
That's something that, is ridiculous and unbearable, and I can't think about how he feels, and I can't feel how he feels losing a son, but I know how it feels to lose somebody. So we're going to stand here in solidarity with the family.
Tonight, I also spoke to Richfield football coach Chris Polford, where Jamari played his freshman and sophomore years and got a little time on varsity. He said Jamari was in his first week here at South Education Center after transferring in. Coach said he had a lot of passion, a lot of heart. He was fierce about his friends and had a big smile.
Did you hear it? Hit one if you heard it. Hit one if you heard it.
Coach said he had a lot of passion, a lot of heart. He was fierce about his friends and had a big smile.
He was fierce about his friends. That's letting me know little dude was probably in a gang or a crew or a clique. And that crew or clique was beefing with some dudes, and the dude shot him. And that's probably what happened. They caught him lacking at the school, and they got him. And that's how they do. And who knows what Jamari did. But it's over. Another school shooting that went uncovered by the mainstream media. Just a sad, terribly sad case, man. Even for his dad. His dad is in jail right now. And got to hear about that. That's tough, man. That's tough, man. My condolences go out to his dad, man. His dad just being a son, man. He don't, it is what it is. You can't really hold him accountable for advocating for a violent criminal. But still, he got to hear about that while he's in jail. I wonder, though, since Dad felt it was, he had to use his activism and his powers as an activist up there in that area, and his resources and his network and his, his machine to get, do a lot of activating for your boy, Wright, Mr. Wright. It's going to be interesting to see what he does about his son, who was killed by probably some violent goons attached to a larger group of violent goons that are still on the street, even though the two shooters are locked up. I wonder what the father does about that. I think we know what he's going to do. He's probably not going to say anything because those dudes will come look for him. See, the police, if he wouldn't have been harassing, if he'd just been protesting Kim Potter, police wouldn't have done nothing to him. The police put you in jail, though. They're not going to kill you. Them young fools that's beefing with his son, if he get out here and start calling for them, if he say anything other than turn yourself in, they coming for us. They'll let him say turn yourself in or stop the violence, put the guns down. But if he start trying to do an investigation and I'm coming looking for you and all this stuff and police, I'm assisting the police if anybody got any, nah, they won't come looking for him.